Hello beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi, and in today's video I am going to be doing my July reading wrap-up / my August TBR. One of these is going to be significantly longer than the other one, and that is okay. I am starting classes next month, so I know for a fact that I'm not gonna have as much time to read as I did this month, so I'm not gonna be too ambitious with my TBR, but we'll get to that later. We're going to start, of course, with the reading wrap-up. That is going to begin with The Atlas 6 by Olivier. This book, I actually technically wrapped it up last month. Well, I didn't wrap it up because I hadn't finished it yet, but I said I was gonna finish it last month, and then that didn't happen because I got into like a minor little reading slump. So I didn't finish it until like a week into this month, so I'm gonna put it on this month's reading wrap up since this is the month that I actually finished it. I did really enjoy it, and this is actually the only book this month that I finished that's not a part of the Mortal Instruments series. I did really enjoy it. I gave this book 4.2 stars. I know I really loved the magic system. I have not read a book before with a magic system that was more science-based like this one. It felt very scientific, and I really liked that. It felt pretty realistic. I really loved all of the characters except Callum, who can go die in a hole. His chapters were kind of like nails on a chalkboard for me to read, which is why I ranked it so low, because it just degraded my soul to read his chapters. But all of the other ones were great. All of the characters had a lot of depth, actually, more so than I kind of expected going into it. Because going into it, I was very on the fence about whether I liked it or not, but once I got into it, it was super hard to put down, and I really did enjoy it, and I would like the next book right now, please. Also, gorgeous cover. The second book better look stunning next to it, or I'm gonna be real pissed. The second book on this reading wrap-up, and I'm going to go through these last 6 very briefly because you can watch my Mortal Instruments reading vlog, which I will have linked down in the description. You should check those out for a more in-depth analysis of my feelings on these books, as well as my reactions to reading them, because this was my first time through this series. So, in regards to City of Bones, I did give this book a 4.7 stars. I think I would have 5-starred it. I was just really mad about the incest. But overall, I have not read a series in a very long time that I have had absolutely 0 spoilers for, so that was super fun, and I enjoyed it probably a little more than I should have because of that, and just the thrill of getting into a new series again that had girth to it besides just it being like a duology or something made me super happy. So I think this one I ranked so high mostly because I was excited to read it, and maybe if I go back and reread it later, I won't rank it so high because I know the second 2 in the series, or the second and third one I guess, I did not rank as high because I just didn't enjoy them as much. But then as the series progressed in the last 3 books, I started really enjoying it because I think the writing got a little more developed, and also there was no incest, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but I have already said that there's incest, so here's your slightly late warning, I suppose, but I didn't say who, so anyway, this one I gave a 4.7. Probably would have enjoyed it a little bit less had it not been my first time through, but overall it was a super fun read. This one I gave a 4 stars, just a solid 4 stars, because I definitely did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first one. Now, this one, I just felt that there was a lot going on, and some of it might have necessarily not been needed to further the plot. And I mean, I get it's okay to go on tangents occasionally, but this one, just, there was a lot going on, and it was kind of a lot to take in, and I loved it, but also I think it could have been toned down slightly. So I just gave this one 4 stars, plus the incest kind of made me enjoy it a lot less. So that's where we're at on this one. This one, City of Glass, I still don't remember the names in order. I actually ranked the lowest out of the series, and the lowest this month at 3.8 stars. I hated that a certain character died, and it made me very sad. And I don't like being sad when I read books if it's unnecessary. If it's necessary to further the plot, then that's one thing. I'll get to that later with the last book. But if it's just kind of like, oh hey, we're gonna kill this character for shock value, I'm like, that's not my favorite thing. And that's just like my personal opinion. It's not necessarily a reflection on the writing or anything. That's just my personal opinion. I don't like when authors just like kill off characters for shock value. And that's kind of how it felt this death was. So that definitely like made me not enjoy it nearly as much. This one was not my favorite in the series at all. Also, it felt very much like a conclusion, and I know I've said this in the vlog, which if you've watched, I'm sorry to be repeating myself a lot, but if you haven't, then you should go check that out. But it did feel very much like an ending, which I know there was more to the series, so it kind of felt like, oh, are we gonna keep this series going just to keep it going now, or is there more? Like, there were definitely some like loose ends that needed to get tied up, but not enough that I feel like it should have been concluded as soon as it was. I think it might have been a little rushed, but overall the characters developed pretty nicely, minus the one who died. And I did enjoy it, so I didn't rank it horribly, but I also didn't rank it as high as the others. The fourth book, however, finally I was able to give 5 stars. I very much loved this one. I was very shocked, pleasantly, I will say, that it took the loose ends from the last one and kind of made it into, not necessarily made it into the new plot, but like weaved it in, that's a good word, weaved it in to where it still felt like it was always going to continue this way, which I don't honestly think it was supposed to originally. I think it was originally going to be a trilogy, just based on the way that the 3rd book ended, but honestly, Cassandra Clare did a really great job making it longer and tying it in to make it not feel like a situation where it's like, oh, we saved the world, but the world's in danger again, even though that's kind of exactly what happened. I really enjoyed the adventure feel and the vibes. This one was a 5 stars for me, and until I got to the next book, it was my favorite book in the series. However, this one, City of Lost Souls, is definitely, I think I can say hands down, my favorite one in the series. This was also a 5 star for me. I really, really loved the plot for this one. I don't know why. It was just, it hit the spot. It hurt in the best ways, and it felt good in the best ways. I loved all of the character interaction and the relationship developments in this one. Top tier. This one was a 5 stars for me, and if you want, again, a very detailed explanation as to why, go check out that video, but I'm trying not to be too repetitive with saying the same thing in multiple videos. And finally, we have City of Heavenly Fire, which is the last one in the series. I did not find myself enjoying this one as much as I enjoyed the others. Again, it just felt like there was a lot of tangents that were kind of unnecessary and a lot going on. It is a very thick book though, so I guess you had to fill it somehow, but I did give this one a 4.8 just because I did not necessarily enjoy it as much as the rest. Not that there was anything in particular wrong with it, just that it wasn't necessarily something I enjoyed as much as the ones that I gave 5 stars. Out of the 7 books that I finished this month, I loved all of them. City of Lost Souls is definitely my favorite, I believe. I am also currently reading Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. I have the dust cover off because I'm reading it and I don't read with my dust covers on, but I am loving it so far. I'm about 100 pages in, and there is every chance that I will finish this one before the month is up, but I learned from last month not to put all my eggs in one basket on that happening. I'm gonna try though, but either way, it won't be wrapped up in this video, so I will be wrapping it up next month and just acknowledging that I finished it this month. So there is every likelihood that I will finish 8 books this month. Who knows? But I'm loving it so far. I love Maggie Stiefvater's writing, however, and I love Ronan and Adam, which is, well, it's about Ronan, but I love Ronan and Adam because where Ronan is, Adam is. So it makes my heart happy to kind of go back to the Raven Cycle universe. It's just a fun little self-indulgent read after the emotional damage of City of Heavenly Fire. However, looking forward into August, I know for a fact that I won't have as much time to read as I did this previous month, so I am setting the bar a lot lower so I don't end up disappointed in myself. I do hope to read at least 3 books in August, but we'll see. And then if I have time, I want to get to the Infernal Devices trilogy, because I think I can stomach a trilogy. I don't know that I will have enough time to get through a whole nother like 6-book series like I did this month, but I definitely think I can manage a trilogy, but only if I finish the other books that I want to read, which are, first up, Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe. I have bought this book a little while ago and I've wanted to read it for the longest time, but there are other things that I've wanted to read more. I believe it's a standalone, so it should be a quick enough read, and if it's cute like I think it's gonna be, I will eat it up very quickly anyway. So my theme for August is books that I think I can read quickly because I know time will be at a premium. The next book is So This Is Ever After by F.T. Lukens. I have also had this book since I've had Aristotle and Dante, and it also sounds cute, and it's very short, so I believe I can finish it pretty quickly, but I think it'll make me happy in my soul, which I think I'm gonna need going back to classes anyway, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it sounded super cute. I love the premise. It's like a magical warlock fantasy premise type thing, so that's right up my alley. Hopefully I love it. We shall see. And the final book that I have on my TBR for August is They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. I bought this book a couple days ago, actually. I've been thinking about buying it for a while though. I don't like being sad. However, I feel like I want to be emotionally wrecked by this book, kind of like Song of Achilles, which I haven't read yet either, but also want to be emotionally wrecked by at some point in time. But I'm gonna start with this one and see how well I stomach it. I feel like I'm gonna be really sad, but I'm gonna love it anyway, so we'll see how that goes for me. I don't think I'm gonna read this first because I am still a little bit emotionally wrecked from Heavenly Fire, and hopefully Call Down the Hawk doesn't emotionally wreck me, but I feel like it might, so we'll see. And I know that's a trilogy, so I might end up finishing that too, but I don't have the other 2 books yet, and I'm not gonna let myself buy any more books until I move, because I already have a lot of books to move. So I'm not gonna do that, but I really want to, but I'm not going to. That is it. That is going to wrap up my reading wrap up and my August TBR. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe. I post content like this twice a week. Like the video because it's easy, comment because it makes me smile, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!